Good morning students. Today I am going to start new chapter, that is soil. The main objectives of this lesson are to know how soil is formed, what is soil made up of, to differentiate between different types of soil, to identify the different layers of soil, and the last is to understand the importance of soil. Students, first I will discuss the big picture of this lesson. In this chapter, we will study about the formation of soil, layers of soil, types of soil, colors of soil, and the last is why is soil important. Now, open your book on page 98, lesson 10, that is soil. Before going to start, first I will discuss the technical terms that will come in this chapter. These are weathering, rocks, sand, soil, humus, sandy soil, clay soil, and the last is loamy soil. Students, while we go through the chapter, we will discuss all these terms turn by turn. But now, today I'll discuss number 1, weathering, breaking up of rocks into soil particles by wind, water and heat of the sun. Number 2, rocks, the hard substances. Number 3, soil, the upper layer of the earth in which plants grow. And the next is humus, the fertile layer of soil which is blackish brown in color. Now let's start reading. When you walk in a garden or even on a pavement, what is under your feet or below the rocks or plants? Yes, there is soil. Underline word pavement and write its meaning footpath. Now come along. Soil is the topmost layer of the earth's surface. Underline word surface and write its meaning the uppermost part of something. Soil is a mixture of tiny pieces of rocks, minerals, water, air and humus. Humus is a mixture of decayed dead remains of animals and plants. Humus makes the soil fertile and helps in the growth of plants. Underline word decayed and write its meaning to rot. Now students, come to the next page. First we will discuss two activities. Number 1 is take some soil in a glass jar. Now pour some water into it. Do you see any bubbles coming out from the soil? Yes, these bubbles are of air trapped in the soil. When water enters the spaces between the soil particles, it fills up the spaces which were earlier filled with air. Now the trapped air comes out in the form of bubbles, and this shows the soil contains air in it. Students, there are various resources on the earth's surface. These resources are gifts of nature to mankind. These resources are water, air, sunlight, and soil is one of them. Students, soil is made of particles of different sizes. Soil contains the rotten bits of dead plants and animals called humus. And students, you know, humus makes the soil fertile. Now come along. Formation of soil. Soil is formed by a breaking of rocks. When the weather is hot, rocks also heat up and get little bigger in size. And when the weather becomes cold, rocks get little smaller. This happens almost every day. So the rocks crack and breaks up into small pieces which further break into even smaller pieces. When these pieces get really small, they turn into soil. Students, this proves that soil contains water and the water trapped in the soil is called moisture. Wind, rain and ice also help in breaking rocks. The roots of plants also help to break the rocks. It takes about 100 years for soil to form. Students, earlier the earth was not as beautiful as it is today. It was covered with rocks. Slowly, the heat of the sun, the pouring rain and strong winds worked like hammer on the rocks. They slowly broke the rocks into smaller pieces. And this process is called weathering. And students, this process was continued for thousands of years. When the rocks pieces became very fine, soil was formed. And it took millions of years for the hard pieces of rocks to change into loose and fine soil. Now let's revise. First question is, what is soil? The upper layer of the earth in which plants grow. Number 2 is, how is soil formed? Weathering of rocks forms sand. Rain makes it moist. Number 3, humus makes it fertile. Number 4, thus the soil is formed. Third question is, what makes the soil fertile? Humus makes the soil fertile. Tomorrow I will continue with the next topic. Till then, read the chapter, do the activities and revise questions.